Abandoned in the rain and pregnant, I never expected a millionaire to say, "Come home with me." I will never forget the day everything fell apart. The rain fell like 1,000 daggers, piercing through my thin coat. The streets shimmered with pools of water, each reflecting my shattered dreams. My heart raced as I clutched my belly, a reminder of the life growing inside me. Alone. So very alone. The pounding of the rain drowned out the world. I was lost. Just a few weeks ago, I was living a simple life, working at the diner, smiling at the regulars, dreaming of a better tomorrow. But that tomorrow had vanished. My boyfriend, the one who promised forever, had shattered my trust, disappearing into thin air just when I needed him the most. Now I was left with this unbearable secret, a life-changing reality no one knew about. I glanced at the blurred figures passing by, their faces masked by umbrellas. A pang of desperation twisted my insides. I felt invisible. The weight of my circumstance bore down like the relentless rain. I stood on that corner, shivering and soaking, fighting tears that threatened to betray my fragile state. But then, just as I was about to give in to despair, a car slowed beside me. It was sleek and black, glimmering against the dreary backdrop. The windows were tinted, hiding its contents. The door swung open, and time seemed to halt. A man stepped out, tall and striking, his tailored suit standing out against the storm. I could see his blue eyes even through the rain, piercing yet warm. "Are you all right?" His voice cut through the chaos, smooth and rich, like velvet. I froze. Who was he? Why was he asking about me? I could feel the pulse in my throat, the fear gripping my heart, threatening to consume me. Before I could answer, he took a step closer, and I caught a whiff of his cologne, spicy, intoxicating. My mind raced. His expression held something I couldn't place. Concern? Or something else? "Get in the car," he said, his tone softening. "You shouldn't be out here." But how could I? I didn't even know him. The rain obscured my vision, yet something in his eyes pulled me closer. The world around us melted away, the noise, the chaos, all of it faded to silence as he took my hand, warm and steady. My anxiety mixed with a desperate flicker of hope. "Why would you help me?" I whispered, doubt creeping in. "Because," he said simply, "I can't just leave you here." His words wrapped around my heart, squeezing tight. Why was he being so kind? Was he a savior or a stranger hiding something darker? I hesitated, my fingers trembling as I weighed my options. I needed help, but at what cost? The shadows of my past loomed nearby, tugging at me, warning me. This man, this mysterious millionaire, could be my ticket out or my undoing. And just like that, I found myself stepping inside the car, the weight of uncertainty heavy in the air. The door thudded shut, sealing my fate. What had I just done? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The car hummed softly as it pulled away from the curb, leaving behind the chaos of the rain-slicked streets. I pressed my forehead against the cool glass and watched as the world faded, the blur of lights and colors turning into a watercolor painting that echoed my own tumultuous emotions. Inside the sleek car, the air felt different, charged, almost electric. The man next to me exuded confidence, but his kindness pierced through my anxiety like a ray of sunlight. He glanced over, offering me a reassuring smile, his blue eyes searching mine as if trying to decipher the storm brewing within me. "Lucas," he said, his voice warm and commanding. "And you're safe now." Safe? The word tugged at something deep inside me, but it felt almost foreign. I was not used to safety. I had built my world around chaos, and now here I was, cradled in the lap of luxury and kindness, but my heart remained skeptical. I am Ella, I murmured, barely finding my own voice. Ella, he repeated, letting my name linger between us like a kiss. What were you doing out in the rain? The question hung in the air, heavy and filled with unspoken weight. I hesitated, contemplating how much to reveal. Just lost, I finally said, my voice a whisper. It was the truth, but I knew it barely scratched the surface. Lucas studied me, his brow furrowing with concern as he gripped the steering wheel tighter. You don't have to tell me everything right now, he said gently, but I want to help. If you're in trouble, my heart pounded at his words. Trouble. It was an understatement. Thank you, I managed, though the sincerity felt inadequate compared to the depth of my spiraling thoughts. As we drove through the rain, I couldn't help but steal glances at him. He seemed too perfect, every move deliberate, every gesture graceful, yet his presence was grounded, approachable. But what if his kindness had strings attached? What if he wanted something from me that I couldn't give? The car slowed as we approached a grand terrace overlooking the city, lit softly against the darkened skyline, glistening under the pattering rain. This is my home, Lucas said, breaking the silence and nodding toward the expansive view. I want you to feel comfortable here. Comfortable? I shook my head, the idea feeling surreal. I couldn't fathom stepping into a space so foreign to me, filled with wealth and every luxury I had only ever dreamed of. I can't impose, I began, but he interrupted me, his voice earnest. You're not imposing. You need a place to stay, and I can help. No strings attached. No strings. It tasted bitter on my tongue, incredulity strangling my hope. But why would you want to help me? He hesitated, the hint of vulnerability crossing his features. Because when I saw you standing there in the rain, I couldn't ignore it. I would have wanted someone to help me. His honesty pierced through my defenses, and for the first time, I let myself imagine relief, like a blinding light cutting through darkness. Yet fear tangled within me, whispering doubts and reminding me of the betrayal I had endured. As we entered his homey and airy haven filled with art and soft furnishings, I felt my walls begin to rise again. I forced myself to remain distant, refusing to let my heart leap for joy when my mind was screaming caution. Lucas showed me to a guest room, decorated with soothing colors that invited peace. You'll be safe here, Ella, he promised. Well, take it one step at a time. With a nod, I felt gratitude mingled with trepidation. Lucas left, and I found myself alone in the room, the silence surrounding me thick and suffocating. I placed a trembling hand on my belly, a reminder of the flickering life inside, a mixed blessing, a secret I still hadn't shared with him. Moments later, the sound of a text vibrating on the nightstand broke through my thoughts. I picked it up, heart racing as I read the familiar name illuminated on the screen. Jason, my past knocking insistently at my door. I need to see you. Things aren't what they seem. The pit in my stomach deepened, torn between the life I was trying to build and the one that had betrayed me. Did I really want to revisit that pain? The weight of uncertainty pressed down, suffocating and relentless. Just then, a soft knock broke the silence. It was Lucas, standing in the doorway with an unreadable expression. Is everything okay? I met his gaze, the storm in my heart reflected in his. I don't know, I whispered, holding the phone tightly, its threat and promise vibrating in my hand. As I looked between him and the screen, I felt the walls closing in, the reality of my choice crashing down around me. What was I supposed to do now? The choice was no longer just mine. The past was insisting on a conversation, but so was the future, and with Lucas next to me, I could almost see the outlines of hope. As I opened my mouth to speak, the air felt electric, thick with possibility and danger. In that moment, I realized that everything, the safety, the secrets, and my unborn child hung precariously in the balance. The room felt smaller, as though it were constricting around me, and the pulsating light from my phone only highlighted the magnitude of the choices before me. Lucas' presence was soothing, yet I could feel the tension threading through the air like a dark cloud ready to burst. Ella? His voice was soft yet urgent, drawing me out of my whirlwind thoughts. I looked up into his steady gaze, the warmth in his blue eyes an unfamiliar comfort I longed to embrace. I could feel the weight of the phone in my hand, the message from Jason, a volatile presence in the room. I got a message, I started, my voice faltering as I weighed whether to shield Lucas from my troubled past or let him in on the secret burden I carried. Part of me yearned for the courage to unburden my heart. From someone you know? He prompted gently, stepping closer. Jason, I admitted, the name felt heavy on my tongue. He wants to see me. Lucas' features hardened slightly, his protective instincts kicking in. Is he someone you truly need to see? After everything? The question made my heart ache. I had spent countless nights trying to silence Jason's ghost. Now, his voice beckoned me back.